Hey everyone, huge news came out of Tesla over the weekend. The company released its production and delivery figures for the second quarter and they were better than expected. So in this video, I'll go over the figures, what they mean for investors, and highlight some concerns and why this is great news for Tesla stock investors. So let's get right into it. Starting with the numbers, Tesla said it produced 479,700 cars in the second quarter and delivered 466,140. So the first thing to note here is that Tesla produced more cars than it delivered. This has been an ongoing trend now where demand has finally supply has finally exceeded demand. The company is able to produce more cars than customers are buying. So now it's in balance, in better balance, I would say, in terms of production and demand. Another big thing to note here is the increase year over year. So now what I have pulled up is the second quarter of last year, where Tesla produced 258,580 and delivered 254,695 cars. So the year over year increase was 87.4%, a remarkable rate of growth for Tesla, which had slowed down considerably since the faster growth days in 2020 and 2021, right? And what I'll show you a little bit later is how much of an increase this was from the first quarter. So now what you're seeing is an excellent growth rate year over year, but it's also an excellent growth rate from the previous quarter. So let me show you that. So at the end of the first quarter of this year, Tesla delivered 422,875 cars, and that was compared to delivering 310,000 cars in the same quarter the year before. So in the first quarter, Tesla's year over year growth rate was just 39.5% in terms of deliveries. In the second quarter, the year over year growth rate jumped by more than double to 87.4%, going from 254,000 cars to 466,000 cars. So not only is it growing at 87% year over year, that's impressive, but also it's impressive to increase the rate of growth from the first quarter. So first quarter 39%, second quarter 87.4%. Excellent rate of growth. Now, there's a reason for this. And partly, and I would say most notably, Tesla has cut prices significantly across the board on all of its models, right? I think I've lost count now, but I think it's been 7 rounds of price cuts that Tesla has announced on its 4 models. So the price cuts, while they started in late last year and around the first quarter of this year, they really started to take effect, it looks like, in the second quarter. Because in the first quarter, the rate of growth was still just around 40%. In the second quarter, it jumped to closer to 90%. So it looks like those price cuts are finally taking hold and taking effect and really inducing consumer demand. So the next question that raises is, what about profits? What about profitability? So yes, you're delivering way more cars, you're producing way more cars, but it's coming at the expense of profit margins, and how much profit margins will decrease when the company updates that figure later on this month. Now, I will show you in the first quarter, you see this is the latest update, which doesn't include the second quarter yet. This is just from the first quarter. Tesla's gross profit margin fell to 19.34%. And it's been falling. You could see the trend here. It's been falling considerably from the highs of close to 29%. It's fallen all the way down to 19.34%. I would not be surprised when the second quarter numbers come out if Tesla's gross profit margin has fallen closer to 15% because of all the price cuts and the elevated price cost of goods sold. I wouldn't be surprised if the gross profit margin fell closer to 15%. So the stock is up. The stock is up based on this initial news of the increase in deliveries. But don't get too excited here. Wait for the gross profit margin and the total profit numbers to come out to get confirmation that the company didn't sacrifice profitability in order to boost production, or it didn't sacrifice profitability too much in order to boost production. But overall, great news for Tesla stock investors. The company is accelerating growth, and that's been lagging for several quarters now. So great news for Tesla stock investors. And that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.